Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this special Dearborn Public Board of Education meeting for July 15th, 2015. May I have a roll call, please?
And I will stand in as secretary.
Yes,
Since
I should have
Mary Lane
mentioned
isn't
that.
here.
Yeah, it would be best if someone stands in for me.
Yes,
Okay.
she's here, but by
Yeah.
voice.
Disembodied.
Actually, she's sitting.
Mariam Baydoun, I am here. Joseph Guido.
Here.
Mary Lane.
Here by phone.
Michael Mead.
Here.
Mary Petchikoff.
Here.
And President McDonald.
Here.
Item 1, citizen participation, agenda action item. Those persons who wish to speak concerning an agenda action item may do so at this time. Please submit a blue card. Do we have any? All right, so then we will move on. B, discussion, item 2, board vacancy applicant interviews, Michigan Leadership Institute.
Okay. I would like to first make an opening statement, and this is just in general. Appointing a replacement for a board member is our board is uncharted territory. And as we proceed, complications have arisen that have caused us to revise the process once again. So in order to assure absolute transparency and fairness, after all 20 interviews are complete, each board member will bring forth the names of their top 2 candidates in ranked order on the 6 p.m. meeting prior to the HFC board meeting on Monday, July 20th, and that is an open meeting. You're welcome to join us. Board members will not send their choices to Dr. Wilmot prior to this meeting. However, he will be there on the 20th to offer his expertise and facilitate the process of final selection. We appreciate the community's patience as we work through this process that is new to all of us. The term, there was some question about the term that I wanted to clarify in the last meeting. We got an answer to that question. The term of the appointed board member will commence upon their completion of acceptance of office and taking the oath, and it will end upon the outcome of the November 8th, 2016 election. We have scheduled interviews in blocks of 3 with a short break between each one. We would like interviewees that are not currently being interviewed to remain in the hallway, and Ruth is going to help us with that, just for fairness. So, that being said, we also have a really short time frame and an aggressive agenda. So let's get started. Is there? Okay.
You know what, it was an open meeting. Some people were asking me if they would show up, stay, and watch. I told them yes.
Okay. I would prefer they didn't, because if they stay after they've already interviewed, that's one thing. But if they're here prior to them interviewing, then they know the questions. It gives them an edge on later interviewees.
So I didn't have to go first?
No, you do have to go first. And you are on our list as first. So if you'd
It's now or
please.
never.
And just to be clear, we're not telling them they can't stay in.
No,
They, of
it's
course,
an
it's an
open
open
meeting.
meeting. It's a request that they can stay out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
If they are going to sit in beforehand, would you have them identify themselves? And could you identify for me, because I didn't hear who is up?
Hussein Berry is our first candidate. And as far as I know, there is no one in the.
Bonnie, your second candidate was here, she just stepped out.
Okay, I appreciate
She
that.
didn't have to, but she did.
Okay, that's appreciated. And then after you're done, if you want to stay, I have no issue with that. You can stay, like I said, it's an open meeting, it just, in the interest of fairness.
But throughout, be a candidate. Once you interview, you can stay.
You can stay or you can leave. That's fine. So our first candidate this evening is Mr. Berry. Please join us. Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education of Dearborn Public Schools, I would like to welcome Mr. Hussein Berry to this interview for appointment to a seat on the Dearborn Board of Education as well as the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees. I will take just a minute to describe the process. First, we're going to do board member introductions. That should just take a second. And then the interview will last up to 15 minutes, depending with remaining time displayed periodically on the flip chart here. All questions will be posed by myself, the board president, and there will be approximately 3 to 5 questions depending on how we proceed in time remaining. We would like to give you an opportunity for a closing statement, so we want to keep track of the time for that.
Opening statement too, or no?
No.
Okay.
So we're going to jump right in, and with the first question, I'm posing to you, Mr. Berry, why are you interested in serving on the Board of Trustees at this time?
Well, that's an easy question for me. I've always served in a capacity in this community where serving its future by serving its youth. I started in this community probably almost 2 decades ago, serving our youth with this little Dearborn youth football. Then from there, I went on to serve with PTA. Then I got involved with more, running for campaigns with the school board. I have 5 years experience on the Dearborn School Board, which has been other than my children and my grandkids, it's been one of the best experience of my life. I think it's very important. It's very challenging these days right now. I'm up to the challenge, and I look forward, if I'm appointed, to serve.
Thank you. The next question is, what specific skills and/or qualifications do you believe you would bring to the Board of Trustees?
I've been an entrepreneur for almost 25 years, different businesses. I'm currently a real estate broker, so I used to own a real estate office with about 45 agents and staff. So I understand managing employees, I understand budgets. I've served in this community in many leadership capacities. You have my bio in front of you. Many of the clubs and organizations in this city I've served on executive board, and most of the clubs I've chaired the boards too. So it'd be leadership, experience, the love for this community. This city right here has offered me so much. And I always say, if you have a chance to give back to your community, you should, and that's what I've been doing for the last 15 years. I want to just elaborate a little bit more on that question. You always hear about these successful companies that if you would have bought stock in them 30 years ago, you would be a multimillionaire now. Well, I bought stock in Dearborn. Early 20s, I looked at California, Florida, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and I invested in Dearborn, and my payoff has been I'm very, very blessed. I have 3 children in college right now, one that graduated from college, all graduated from Dearborn Public Schools. My oldest grandson is going to be going to the 1st grade right now, so we live in one of the greatest cities in the world. We just need to know that and appreciate it.
Thank you. The next question is, how do you see the roles and responsibilities of a member of the Board of Trustees?
The roles and responsibilities, obviously, number one for me, it's always been about student success. Student success and, keep in contact with your constituents, the parents. As a board member officially, you work with the superintendent, and that's your only employee of your responsibility on the board. And definitely, we have one of the biggest, probably the 2nd biggest budget in the city of Dearborn, and we're responsible to make sure we keep a balanced budget so we don't get in trouble like other districts around us.
Okay, anything else
I'm just saving my time, giving you quick
Okay.
answers because I'm saving my time for my closing statement.
no problem.
That's where you 6 are going to be in the hot seat.
How do you envision becoming a productive contributing member of the existing governance team, which includes the current 6 trustees plus the superintendent and the college president?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go into my statement I was going to make opening in this answer. Obviously, I just got off the board just a few months ago. So most of the agenda items, the current issues, I'm very aware of. And just because I've been off the board for the last 6-7 months doesn't mean bless you. It doesn't mean that I stepped away and I'm still involved. I'm going to turn the tables over on you a little bit right now. I've been accused many times that I don't talk much. I listen and observe. So there's something's been happening this past week to 10 days that kind of bothered me a little bit. So, Madam President, I'm going to start with you. The other day, Monday night, you said that you're the rookie of this group. Once you sit at this table for 2 or 3 meetings, you're no longer a rookie. You don't have that luxury to say I'm a rookie. Okay, we are responsible as board members and community members for the 19,500 students in this district. The other thing is, once you sit on this board for 2 or 3 meetings, see the agenda and follow the protocol, I think once you have the 6 intelligent people at this table, you know what you're doing. So that leads me to the next point, part of this question you just asked. We have an unexperienced board. We need a veteran back on the board. That's not the argument I'm bringing forward here. Really, unexperienced board? We have 2 board members that have almost a half a century of experience serving on the board. Those 2 have seen it all. They've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good when the funds were there, the bad when there's no funds, and the ugly, the real ugly, when the board lost focus on what they're supposed to be doing. Is that a...
That's just in general. We have 5 minutes left.
Okay. The board chair, in my opinion, has done a great job the last few years. I'm not kissing up to anybody here saying me. I'm just letting you know what's been bothering me. Not just on the board, but also connecting with the community member. Then the newbies on this board. Really, newbies? We have a community member that's been very active in the leadership role in this community that I highly respect. She's very highly educated. She works in the county prosecuting office, so she knows firsthand when children, students don't graduate from high school, where they end up. Then we have a community activist for almost the last 2 decades of knowing her. And also 4 years of experience on this board. Then we have another board member, wow, talk about Henry Ford at Henry Ford College. I think he still receives his mail at 5101 Evergreen. When I was elected to the board, when I met some of the staff at the Henry Ford College, they were like amazed that I had served on some committees before running for school board. It used to blow my mind when people would actually go and file their petition for school board. Then they find out that you're not just volunteering for the school board, in Dearborn, but you're also volunteering to be a trustee at Henry Ford College. So I think we're in good hands here. The last meeting, people were like, too many changes, this and that. I think we're in good hands. We have to change that. Now, with all due respect to Amy Shellis / Amy Blackburn, yeah, we lost a good leader. We all know that. She was the go-to person for a while, okay? But now it's up to somebody at this table to step up and say, I want to be that go-to person. So we're in good hands. With the new superintendent, he's not that new. He's been around for 20 years. God, people saying the new superintendent like he came from Mars or something. He's seen it all. He's been there as administrator, teacher, came from the classroom, the whole 9 yards. So we're in good shape. No matter what direction you decide to go, we are blessed and we are in good shape. That was the longest answer, right?
Now, I also have one other question, unless you had an additional closing statement?
No,
Do we-
you had. We're okay on time. We
Okay.
started a little late, just for the record.
Oh, right, I
Yeah,
know.
Okay.
How do you envision becoming, oh, I'm sorry, I think that was the question I just asked, yes. Given that the Dearborn Public Schools and Henry Ford College share one common board of trustees, what unique challenges and or opportunities do you believe are created by this relationship? And how do you see the 2 institutions collaborating on behalf of students and this community?
Well, the challenges are obvious. Sometimes, every once in a while, from Lansing, we'll hear something about conflict of interest and serving on the 2 boards, and what the current state the state legislators did a couple years ago, where they threw us all into one fund, so we're competing for the same pie. That's one of the biggest challenges. But wow, the good things about it is very obvious. All the great programs that we've introduced over this past decades. Very successful programs. The fact that our cabinet members can work with the cabinet members at the college, and in the best interest of the students that we serve, with the mutual responsibilities. A lot of great things I think about it. I enjoyed it. When we used to go on conferences, and people would come and ask, you're from Dearborn with this, and then they would be jealous on what we have here. I think it's something precious.
And we have a few more minutes remaining, if there's anything that you'd like to add.
Okay, you know what, the thing is, why did Hussein apply for this appointment? I was kind of drawn into it too, my passion has always been serving our youth, and I honestly believe that this is a great process here that we have 7, community members coming together. I believe that if you care about the city and care about this community, you're 40% there with the rest of your colleagues. If you care about the district and the students and what have you, you're almost 80% there, and everybody knows I'm a numbers nerd. So the rest, we might not agree all the time on what direction we're going to, either the board goes, okay, but overall, I think for the last decades, not just the current board, decades, we've done very, very well. I did step away from, the board, not by choice, okay. I used to always hear one of our trustees, when things would, when the state, Lansing would send legislature and take away funds from us and everything, she would complain. Other than just going to Lansing, part of the PTA or whatever, I decided to go a step further and challenge the incumbent in my district, which I did for 4 years. And that cost me the seat here, I know it. But you know what, I got a couple calls from reporters from Lansing saying, hey, you're making a lot of noise here in Lansing. Incumbents are kind of, saying, hey, if I don't do the job and serve my constituents, that, somebody's gonna call me out, which I did.
Thank you. It's time. I appreciate so much your, he did get a full 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
You did get a full 15 minutes,
Did I?
I've been told. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one last sentence. I know time's up.
Okay.
One last sentence. Your job is easy. If you want a veteran to join you, you have some good choices.
Okay.
If you want a newbie on the board, you have an awesome pool of candidates.
Agreed.
It's up to you.
We have, I wanted to apologize to you too, just because it was the best time for me to make this mistake. I did not go around and introduce the board to you.
I think
So,
I am-
and I said that I would.
I
So,
know everybody, yeah, that's no
so
problem.
for me to make that
And what I meant
mistake, I'm
earlier
glad
by
I
I'll
did it
go
with you.
first to let you practice on me, because I know things have changed over the last few days. When Dawn called me and I found out the first spot was still open, I took one for the team. So.
Thank you very much for your
All right,
time, Mr.
thank you.
Berry. Yeah, touch me, please. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I thought I had mentioned that to Dawn, but perhaps I didn't, so just touch me and I'll say. We're learning as we go along.
There's always going to be little missteps.
Yeah. And you just can't anticipate everything that's gonna happen. You can't. So,
It's not live, it's being taped. It's not live.
We're just being
Right.
taped, we're not.
I think we're just being taped. Yes. Hello. Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education for Dearborn Public Schools, I would like to welcome Buena, is that correct? Buena Barr, to this interview for appointment to the seat on the Dearborn Board of Education, as well as the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees. I'm going to take just a moment to explain the process. We will do an introduction of board members, and the interview may take up to 15 minutes, with time remaining periodically displayed on the charts here. All questions will be posed by me, the board president, and there will be approximately 3 to 5 questions, depending on how time progresses, and we will provide an opportunity for you to give a closing statement. Okay? So first, introductions. I'll start with Joe.
Joe Guido.
Mariam Baydoun.
Roxanne McDonald.
Mary Petlicoff.
Mike Mead.
Okay.
And we have,
Mary
Oh,
Lane
I'm
on the
sorry.
phone.
We have Mary Lane on the phone.
I'm here. I am here. Hello.
Mary, are you having any difficulty hearing the candidate?
A little bit, yes.
Can I ask you to bring the microphone up a little bit and try to
Yeah,
speak
that would
loudly?
be
Yes.
best.
Is that
And I
better?
will watch. I know the replay is going to be on, so I'm
We are
taking notes,
taping
but
as well.
it's a little bit difficult.
Okay, thank you. Now we're about to begin. I'm going to begin with the opening question, and that is, why are you interested on serving on the Board of Trustees at this time?
Okay, I've lived in and around Dearborn most of my life. I went to junior high and high school in Dearborn, and I've always felt like Dearborn is my home. because it still is. And I feel that education of our children is probably one of the most important things we can concentrate on. And I've always been interested in helping with that. And I served on the District 7 school board for several years and was president the last 2 years that I served. So I had a lot of good experience on a school board. So I feel qualified, and I feel that it would be a very good thing to have qualifications and also to feel that I'm not complaining about education, but being part of the solution if there are any problems.
Okay. The next question is, what specific skills and/or qualifications do you believe you would bring to the Board of Trustees?
Okay, I guess I kind of gave that away in the first statement, but I did serve on District 7 in Dearborn Heights for about 6 years, the last 2 years as president. And during my time with them, the last 2 years, we had to come to a point where we had to close some buildings. That was a difficult time, but we got through it. We held public meetings, and I guess the reason I applied when I saw that there was an opening is because I just felt like I was qualified and interested, of course, in education.
Thank you. How do you see the roles and responsibilities of a board or of a member of this board?
Well, the roles and responsibilities would be to certainly attend all the meetings, and the responsibilities would be to uphold the rules and regulations of the district and to the policies, back the policies of the district. And of course, first and foremost is to do the best I can to contribute toward good education in Dearborn.
Okay. How do you envision becoming a productive member? How do you envision becoming a productive contributing member of the existing governance team, which includes these 6 members of the board, as well as the superintendent and the college president?
Okay. For the first couple of meetings, I would sit and listen so that I could get to know everybody and find out more about what you are doing in this point. I'm not going to come over and try to take over, for sure, as a new member of the board. So the first couple of meetings would probably, my contribution would be little, other than just listening to learn. And then my contribution would be to use my intelligence and experience, both in education and in life in general, to contribute to the policies and the decisions that have to be made.
Thank you. Given that both Dearborn Public Schools and Henry Ford College share a common board of trustees, what unique challenges and/or opportunities do you believe are created by this relationship, and how do you see the two institutions collaborating on behalf of students in this community?
I see it as a good thing. I have a granddaughter who went to Dearborn High School. Etzel Ford. My other granddaughter went to Dearborn. And she took part in the program where you can take classes at Henry Ford College while you're in high school. And I saw it as a very beneficial thing for that collaboration to exist. So, because she was taking the classes where she was, a very good student, and to be given the opportunity to get a head start on college was a very good thing. I'm not sure that could be done if there wasn't a collaboration between the two.
Okay. And actually, we went through those quite quickly. So if you have anything to add, please continue.
Yes, because I didn't fully answer your last question.
Oh,
You
I'm
said
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you didn't do it. I did. I forgot to answer the first part. You said, what are the problems, what I see as the problems with the collaboration between Henry Ford Community College and the rest of the district. I suppose there could be some problems created by the fact that you have several different unions to deal with, because I know Henry Ford Community College has an adjunct union. They have a full-time employers union. I don't know if the K through 12, I think, is separate union from the HFCC. And I can see that you have a lot more you have to be careful, and you have negotiating to do, where one school district might just have one union, you have about 3 or 4. So I can see that as not, I mean, it's not impossible to overcome that, but it certainly could cause more negotiation possibilities.
Okay. Do you have a closing statement or anything else that you'd like to
Sure. First of all, I'd like to ask you a question. May I
Sure,
do that?
absolutely.
I would like to ask, what do you as a board feel are your biggest challenges these days in Dearborn Public School System, and how do you plan to deal with them? Maybe just take one challenge. We could be here all night if you gave me all the challenges. I know there's lots of challenges, but I was just wondering, what do you see as one of your biggest challenges?
I've been doing all the talking. Does anyone want to field that one?
I guess I can. Continuing to provide the quality resources that we've been giving our students, that the board, before I was elected, was able to maintain, continuing to maintain that, even with our funds continuing to be stretched thinner and thinner and thinner. And I think that that is a never-ending challenge, one that we've successfully been able to maneuver, I believe, thus far, and we intend on continuing to maneuver, hopefully in a way that all the kids in the district continue to get what they need, whilst maintaining, staying, above the red. I think that is a challenge, certainly.
I think
Anyone
that's a
else?
challenge all over the place
Oh,
these days, isn't it?
absolutely.
Yes.
Anyone else? Dr.
One thing
Mead?
at the colleges, we're trying to extend the bachelor's degree program for nursing. And that takes state legislature involvement and a belief that it's appropriate to do that. The associate degree is not going to be recognized for nurses anymore in the future, so we have to move to get them a BSN, and that's a huge problem that we have to work through, because it takes involvement with the state legislature too.
Sure.
And I think to kind of take on everything, I find that because we are challenged funding-wise, that in order to validate all of our employees, they've had to take serious cuts over the years in order for us to continue to put the money back into the classroom, which everybody understands is the priority. And I always find it remarkable that we continue to be able to attract quality people to our district, but when you can't match pay scales that are in the private sector at times because of these challenges from the state and federal funding, I find it's extremely important at both the college and the P-12 that we find a way to let our school community members know the value that we can't actually be able to reciprocate in possibly a monetary way. So, and I find, because we want to remain at the highest quality level of employee and staffing that we possibly can, and we want to be able to attract them, because they are the ones who actually bring the education to the students.
Sure.
And impact their ability to have the best outcomes. So, I always find that as being something that, we have to struggle with every time we have to set a budget, that we can't do it in the way that we would really like to. The other thing is that I think that we're seeing, and we've been working on it for a long time, is the ability to communicate well with the entire community, make sure that everybody's got the same goal, that the parents, the students, the staff are all focused on that end game result of a successful outcome for the students. So that's something that is always a challenge of how do we create that atmosphere, that school community where everybody is in the game, so to speak.
Sure.
Ms. Barr, is there anything else that you
Yes,
thought,
I was,
Dad?
in relation to Mary's statement, I have a granddaughter that just started teaching at Westland, in Westland at John Glenn High School. She's in her second year. And when she told me what she started at as a salary, I was kind of shocked that it was so low. And I can see where the other industries are paying so much more money. It is a challenge to get good people to become teachers when you have to be paid so low. I mean, it's just, the districts can't help it because they don't have enough money, but I see that as a challenge also, that, I told both my granddaughters, one's a social worker, one's a school teacher. I said, you're never going to get rich. But they said they enjoy helping people. And that's why one of the big reasons I've always had an interest in education, because it's so important. If our little children don't get educated, shame on us,
Anything else? Thank you so much.
Well,
We
thank you for
appreciate it.
taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
What is that called? Kleenex?
I didn't give her the conclusion, but she, I don't think I gave Hussein either.
Except that this actually is Kleenex.
Okay.
It says
Not this one.
Yeah, okay. If I could just read.
Exactly.
Hope she doesn't ask us any questions.
Okay, yes, and I believe she is on her way. Yeah.
What? And you let me speak.
Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. On behalf of the Dearborn Board of Education, I would like to welcome Maria Saab to the interview for the appointment to a seat on the Dearborn Board of Education, as well as the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees. Welcome, Ms. Saab.
Thank you.
I'm going to take just a moment to quickly describe the process tonight. We're first going to introduce the board to you, and then the interview will take up to 15 minutes, with time remaining periodically being shown on these flip charts so that you have an idea of how much time is left. And all the questions will be posed by me, the board president. There will be approximately 3 to 5 questions, depending on how much time is used on each question. And we will provide an opportunity for you to make a closing statement. So if I can start and just introduce the board.
I'm Joe Guido.
Mariam Baydoun.
Roxanne McDonald.
Mary Petlichkoff
Mike Mead.
and
Oh, and I keep forgetting Mary is on
Mary
the phone.
Lane, my phone.
Just say your name.
Yes, would you say? Mary Lane is on the phone joining us tonight. So the first question that I would like to start with is, why are you interested in serving on the Board of Trustees at this time?
I have always been interested in education, and the board have given so much to me. I think now it's the right time for me to give back. My children, they're doing very well. I have 2 who graduated from the district. One is going as freshman Bronson High School. They're given to my nephews, nieces. It's just, I think serving on the board is the ultimate act of giving back to the district. The time is right for me because I just retired from my work, so I have a lot of time that I could dedicate to this responsibility. And the other thing is, I would like to use my skills, experience in helping the board, working together with the board members and administrators in shaping the education of the children in the district. I've lived in Dearborn for 23 years. Sometimes I forgot that I didn't start from here, but as I said, giving back to this community through the helping with the education of the children is definitely worthwhile sitting on the board. I'll be very proud to say 10 years from now that, hey, I was involved in the education, to see these children grow, develop, achieve, become successful engineers, scientists, physicians, entrepreneurs. It's an amazing way of giving back to the community.
Thank you. The next question is, what specific skills and/or qualifications do you believe you would bring to this board?
Okay, I may not have a previous board experience because I haven't served, but I do have skills and experiences that I gained through my experience working with Wayne County government that I thought could be useful. As far as education, I have a bachelor degree and PhD in civil engineering. With Wayne County government, I worked as the safety manager, and during my employment, I was responsibility for the occupational safety and health for all Wayne County departments. It's a workforce of 5,000 employees. I developed policies, safety plans. I worked with all employees. I worked with the unions, with management. I developed safety committees. And safety committees are pretty much similar to this type of meeting where you work together as a team to resolve issues and concern and basically listen to all the views and come up with a consensus idea or a decision. So I did have that experience. As far as the fiscal budget issues, I was responsible for small budget in Wayne County, which was my safety department. So I do know that as far as the district, the board members' responsibilities are to provide services to the priorities and the needs of the district while maintaining a balanced budget. This is one of their duties. So I'm aware of that. I'm aware that the board needs to work together with the superintendent administrator to develop policies and approve them. I'm aware that the board also needs to assess the performance of the district and keep the public informed. So those are things that I think I am very much able to do, and I'm ready and willing to learn very fast.
Thank you. How do you see the roles and responsibilities of a member of the Board of Trustees?
Yeah, I just started talking about that in my previous answer to the question, but I think the board member responsibility is very something that we should honor and respect, because we are given the trust of the public and the parents to make sure their children are getting the best education they can possibly get. And the education is my passion, it has always been. And the board member, they should work collaboratively with the school administrators. They should listen to the parents. They should attend all meetings, approve policies, approve the budget, envision the future education, and define goals and strategies, and work with the administrators to implement them, and monitor the performance and the progress of those strategies and policies, and if needed in future to make changes, they could do that as well. The board member duties are also what we have witnessed recently, is to select a superintendent and a board member like today. And what else? I think I've spoke about the major responsibilities of a board member.
Okay, the next question is, how do you envision becoming a productive, contributing member of the existing governance team, which includes the 6 members of the board, the superintendent, and the college president?
I think the most important thing is to be a good listener, listen to the other board members, and to the superintendent and to the school administrator, to have an open mind, be willing to accept and listen to new ideas, new innovative approaches, and work together as a team. You know, be an effective consensus maker. So definitely I've had the experience of being a team player during my experience with Wayne County. I worked with various types of level, management, executive, employees, bargaining unit representatives. And you always hear like opposing ideas, opposing views, and I have learned to work together as a team to come up with an idea or solution that works best for the district and best for the children. That's the most important thing.
Given that Dearborn Public Schools and Henry Ford College share a common board of trustees, what unique challenges and/or opportunities do you believe are created by this relationship, and how do you see the two institutions collaborating on behalf of the students and the community?
I think we have a unique situation where the college and the district have the same board of trustees, because I know that many colleges have their own board of trustees. So this is good. It keeps the college and the school together, like having the same vision for education, the same goals and strategies. On the other hand, it might be too much work for the board. So my personal opinion, and I hope this will not affect my interview, is to see maybe a sub-board or another board of trustees for the college so they can focus more effort and more time for the college as much as they do for the schools. But if the board is doing well right now, taking care of both the schools and the college, and then maybe we should just leave it as it is. But or maybe add some more members. But I think in order to give the same amount of time and focus to both the college and the schools, I would go for a sub-board or another board, or maybe make it larger or something like this.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to emphasize that I'm really, really interested in helping the district. I have always been supportive of the district, and we have a good quality of teachers, educators, a good quality of administrators and board members. I've been at the CMST orientation meeting for my daughter. She's going to start her DCMST in the high school in the fall. And we had a presentation by the teachers where they talked what the kids will be learning at the CMST. And I was amazed at the level of education and advanced science they will be learning. So what I would like is support the teachers as much as possible, because they are really good. We have very good qualified teachers. They work really, really hard. We want to make sure they work in a safe and stress-free environment, and they are happy doing their work, and they stay with the district. And I would like to, children of this time are very, very smart, very sophisticated, and they are more prepared now than ever before. And I would like to see us bringing the most innovative technology to them. We can be at the top. These kids today are technology savvy, and we should bring the latest technology innovations out there to the district, and we can do it. And also we need to support the teachers as much as possible, because they are in direct contact with the kids. We, the administrators, we support them, but they are the ones doing the teaching every day. And sometimes they get overwhelmed with all the programs that they have to add in, the testing, the curriculum, the data they have to present. They get overwhelmed, and I think we need to listen to them, get more, hear their views, and have them as much possible be comfortable, because the teachers are the next step to, this is how we're helping our kids, through the children, And I'm very passionate about education. Education is good for everyone, not just for the kids. And if I serve on the board, I will be very, very proud to say 10 years from now that I was involved in their education. It would be an honor for me. And this is a trust that I respect very much, and I would love to do it. And I have to add something, that I may not know everything about all the issues and the challenges that are facing the district right now, but I'm ready and willing to learn very fast.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your interest in the vacant board seat. The board is interviewing a total of 20 applicants for this position. We will let you know in a timely manner where you stand in the appointment process. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
That was 3, right?
So where are we? I can't see the.
We
clock.
have, we're break, we have like 3 minutes. We're only over by a minute or two.
Okay, so keep them coming?
If you guys want
Yep.
to, I'm okay with,
I'm good.
if the next person's here. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a break after the next 3, though.
Take a break after the next
Yeah,
3?
I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
Yes, please, Ruth. Thank you.
The breaks and
Yep, I'm okay.
Okay. She's the one that can go to the bathroom.
Sitting next to
Oh,
the
that was only
refrigerator.
5. Okay.
That would be perfect for me.
I think we should have 27 board members. Or 20,
Our board
26,
cut out.
I guess. Doesn't matter. She was good.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education of Dearborn Public Schools, I would like to welcome Mariam Baydoun to the interview for appointment to a seat on the Dearborn Board of Education as well as the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees. I'm going to take just a moment to explain our process. First, we'll go around and introduce everyone at the table to you. The interview will take up to 15 minutes with remaining time displayed periodically on flip charts right here. All the questions will be posed by me, the board president, and there will be approximately 3 to 5 questions depending on time. And we will provide an opportunity for you to make a closing statement. So if we can begin with introductions.
I'm Joe Guido.
Mariam Bazzi.
Trustee Lane.
I almost forgot to give, we have trustee Lane on the phone. Roxanne McDonald.
Mary Petlichkoff.
Mike Mead. Aye.
Welcome. The first question I would like to ask you is, why are you interested in serving on the Board of Trustees at this time?
Actually, it's been a passion of mine. I've been
Can I
involved-
ask you to speak up, please? Or, and pull the mic up to you? Mary has a little difficulty
Oh,
on
she
the
can't hear
phone.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, it's been a passion of mine to be a part of the board for a while. I've been a part of the Dearborn Public Schools since my children were little. I have one now that's graduated, actually in the Henry Ford Collegiate Academy. So I've done a lot of work with Robin Armstrong, promoting that, speaking to students, parents. So I feel like I've been on the, because I've been on PTA, I've worked in the classrooms. I just feel like someone coming from the outside can tackle and take on a lot of programs, that people that are on the board haven't, seen, because like I said, I've been around a lot of people and done a lot of things with students. It worked in small groups, in classrooms, in the computer lab. I'm aware of the MTSS protocol, the 3-tier. I've dealt with the daily fives with the students in the classroom. Else, I've just been, because like I have an 8-year-old and my son's 17, so it's been going on for a long time that I've volunteered my time and made a commitment to be a part of my students, my children's lives in school. So I feel that is very rewarding, and I'd like to continue that for other students and be a part of the board.
Thank you. The next question is, what specific skills and/or qualifications do you believe you would bring to the Board of Trustees?
Actually, I have sorry.
That's fine.
My degrees are in business. I worked as a realtor, so I deal with people all the time. I'm well connected in the community, so I feel like I can do a lot for our schools as far as getting the word out, being committed. I am very goal-oriented, and I like to aim high to overachieve, self-determined. I feel like I can bring a lot to the board.
How do you see the roles and responsibilities of a member of this board?
That you implement, delegate, put together programs. You actually, the main thing that you guys do is you set up and delegate the curriculum and everything that's done in the classrooms, and balance the budget. That's pretty much what I believe the board does.
Okay. How do you envision becoming a productive, contributing member of the existing governance team, which includes the 6 board members we have here, as well as the superintendent and the college president?
I feel I can be a very good member of the board. I am a very good team player. I feel like I like to get things done. Sometimes I overly work, but I don't rest until the job is done. I think that's it.
Okay.
I'm so nervous.
Deep breath. We're friendly here.
And we've all sat at that side of the table
Yes,
at one point or another.
Given that both Dearborn Public Schools and Henry Ford College share a common board of trustees, what unique challenges and/or opportunities do you believe are created by this relationship? And how do you see the two institutions collaborating on behalf of students in this community?
I feel that the Dearborn Public Schools is doing a lot with the Henry Ford as far as implementing these programs, the early college, Henry Ford Collegiate Academy, giving students the opportunity to excel for college and beyond in their professional lives. So it gives our students and our community an edge. And as far as like the collegiate and the early college goes, we've done a lot. We're one of the first in the state to actually give students a full ride, books, tuition to finish, and then be able to transfer over to a college and be looked at as a freshman, before starting. And you're still able to take your ACT. I know that's changing to SAT, but the students that first started the program are still eligible to take the ACT. So they're given an edge to do well and can transfer over and have their next 2 years paid for. So I think they've done a phenomenal job of collaborating between the two.
Thank you. Now, we have just a few minutes remaining. Is there anything that you'd like to add, or this would be your time to make a closing statement?
Okay, can I ask 2 questions?
Sure, go right ahead.
One of my questions is, right now, as a board, what 3 priorities are you looking to have completed in the next year and a half, that you guys are facing right now?
Again, I've been doing all the talking, so any of the board members like to field that one?
I guess I don't, once again, budget. Staying within the budget, continuing to provide the resources we want for our kids. There isn't, I don't think, at least for me, a 1.5-year goal. I think there's a continuing goal of staying within budget and continuing to maintain the resources that we have and the programs that we have. Of course, we've spoken a little bit about some other things like taking care of our teachers. That's a priority of ours. And we have some things going on in the college as well that I'll let some other people talk.
Well, what is always the big focus is improving student graduation rates, making sure that the students leave with all of the skill sets necessary so that they don't have to be remediated when they get into college. We want to make sure that they're able to, as they move from elementary to middle to high school, that they move into each level with the skill sets necessary to add upon, not to have to continue to relearn programs. So we have to have a better collaboration between the education departments at each of those different components, so that the students are moving forward more seamlessly and able to. So, but as Trustee Bazey said, this is an ongoing process, and this is something that we've been actually working on as long as students have been in the building. It's always something that we continue to strive to improve.
I can add
go
a couple
ahead.
things after Mike.
10 years ago, the state of Michigan used to give 43% of the budget for the colleges and universities. They are now down to 18%. So it's a constant issue of trying to get sufficient funding from the state, and for them to realize that education is very, very important. That's a big issue.
And expensive.
I think two other things that we have to confront us in the short term are maintaining our physical plant at both the college and the P12 district. With the funding that we have, our building and site funds have been woefully inadequate. We were at the end of, close to the end of a bond program that's made a huge improvement as our P12 population continues to grow. And so that's always a challenge for us, is to stretch our maintenance dollars as far as we can. We have probably one of the finest stock of school buildings in the state. Some are historic in nature, as you know, and it takes a lot of money to maintain the physical plant, both at the college. We just went through a master plan at the college for improvements over time there. And the second thing that's always a problem with us is increasing our fund balance at both the college and P12, so that during times when we don't have tax base and cash flow in, we're not borrowing money and spending interest on that money to make payroll and other expenses. Those are always a concern that we have to deal with. I've been on this board for 20 years, and it's been that way from day one. So those are always issues that we have.
I'm going to add one thing real quickly. We're talking primarily about challenges and things like that. One of the things that I hear whenever I hear people talk about our district is how innovative we are. And one of the things that as a board and the governance team in general we've tried to do is just offer our students, and as you know with the Collegiate Academy, your son being in the program, options that fit every student, options that they can, they have a choice of how they want to be educated, where they want to go in the future, and we provide them a means of getting there.
Right.
So do you have any other questions? Anything you'd like to add?
I just wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I wanted to let you know I am very passionate about children, and hopefully you will consider me for the position.
My son's also in the Collegiate Academy. It's an excellent program. So we thank you very much for your time and your interest in this vacated seat. The board will be interviewing a total of 20 people. So we will let you know in a timely fashion where you stand in the applicant process. So thank you so much for coming. We appreciate your time.
Can you grab me a pen?
Go ahead.
Well, they every meeting. They should
Is there
probably
no one
send me-
waiting, or? No, there are 2 people out there. Okay, Chad Bronson, go ahead. Yep. We're going to try to take like almost a double break after we're done with these two. Are you? It's a friend. Yeah.
I can't get so. No, I got it. You've got to be cool. I'm so weak, I can't even tear it.
Turning purple.
We're so busy right now.
No, you like purple?
I turned down 2 jobs.
Good evening.
Good evening, how you guys doing?
Very, very well. On behalf of the Board of Education of Dearborn Public Schools, I would like to welcome Chad Bronson to the interview for an appointment to the seat of the Dearborn Board of Education as well as the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees. I will take just a minute for you, Mr. Bronson, to explain our process. First, I'll have everyone introduce themselves real quickly. Then we will take up to 15 minutes for the interview process. Time will be periodically displayed, remaining time, on a flip chart over here. All of the questions will be posed by me, the board president, and there will be approximately 3 to 5 questions, depending on how much time is used for each question, of course, and we will provide you an opportunity to make a closing statement. So if I may start with introductions, and I'm going to throw it off and start over here with
Hi, Mike Mead.
Mary Petlichkoff.
I am Roxanne McDonald.
Mary Lane?
Is on the phone.
Is on the phone.
Mary Lane, the phone.
Miriam Bazey.
Now I forgot who I was.
Gotta
Joe
shake it
Guido.
up.
Nice to see you again.
Now, the first question is, why are you interested in serving on the Board of Trustees at this time?
Well, I was going to run in November anyways, coming up next opening.
Can I ask you to speak loudly just so, or bring the microphone to yourself?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mary has a little trouble being on the phone. So.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me, Mary?
Mary, can you hear?
I can hear.
Okay.
Okay. With the opening coming now, this was my opportunity. I have a very vested interest in the future of Dearborn, its schools. I'm a member of the fire department in town. My family owns a business. I have 2 beautiful children in this school, and this is my opportunity to try to make a difference.
Okay. What specific skills and/or qualifications do you believe you would bring to the Board of Trustees?
Well, as I already said, I'm a firefighter. One of the things we have to do is we have to listen. We have to observe. We bring in. We can't make rash decisions, and because of that, I take the time and the ability to listen, learn what I'm going to do, and make my decision. Very calculated. I am also a leader. These are qualities we all have to have, and I think I possess those.
Okay. How do you see the role and responsibilities of a member of this board?
Excuse me. As a member of this board, we have to push the goals of the school. As a new member of the board, I would need to take time to listen and learn. Many of you have been on this board for a very long time, and it would be great to have a mentor like that. Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right, no problem. I know it's a little nervous on that side of the desk.
Sometimes we don't know what we're doing.
Joe, speak for yourself.
It's an odd seat. I haven't sat here in 10 years for an interview of anything, so
It is an
you try to
odd
go
seat.
through all the things in your head again, and it's been a while. So
Absolutely. Well,
Sorry.
just take your time and catch your breath, and then you're amongst friends. How do you envision becoming a productive contributing member of the existing governance team, which includes the 6 trustees that are here, and the superintendent, as well as the college president?
As I started to say in my last mangled answer, in the beginning, it's my turn to learn from you guys. I don't think it's my job to jump in and try to make any rash changes. It's a learning process right now. And that's where I want to be, is to learn from you guys and what you've already done. When I do become a member of the board, from there I want to just continue the excellence. I like the direction things are headed in, and I want to continue down that path. You guys have made us very strong moves over the years, and I like the goal that it's headed in. As time goes by and I become more and more of a commonplace on the board, I think from there it's my turn to start bringing forth newer ideas and some of the ideas that I carry around.
Can you share any of those with us?
Well, one of the programs that I'm already a member of is I'm an adjunct instructor at Henry Ford College, and I actually teach downriver at Trenton High School. I teach for the DCTC, which is the Downriver Consortium, Career Technical Consortium. I teach certification classes in EMT. These are classes that high school kids get to take. If they complete my program of 2 years, they walk out with an actual certificate to become an EMT. They become a viable member of the workforce. Whether that's their goal is to do that or to use that as an income for college, it's a great start for them. I want to see more of these type of certificate programs available. Through that DCTC, they have dental tech classes, they have welding classes, automotive technology classes, and I think that's kind of the future, and it's something I would like to see brought to kids of more school districts, especially Dearborn school districts.
Thank you. Given that both Dearborn Public Schools and the Henry Ford College share a common board of trustees, what unique challenges and/or opportunities do you believe are created by this relationship? And how do you see the two institutions collaborating on behalf of students and this community?
I think having Henry Ford College in Dearborn is one of the greatest opportunities for the Dearborn schools. We have a built-in partner, a team member. As I started to say, I already teach for them as an adjunct instructor, and I find it sad that I drive all the way down to Trenton to teach my class, when these are things that need to stay within the boundaries of our city. It's a great step over for students to go right from Dearborn to Henry Ford College and continue their education, and something they can start prior to even leaving the walls of the Dearborn schools. One of the biggest obstacles that I have is if nominated to the board, I would have to leave my adjunct instructor position with the college. Choice I'm ready to make, but I think with already my knowledge and some of the resources I have there, it's going to be an easier transition for me. And like I said, it can be a great partnership going forward with some of the ideas that I have.
Okay. Well, we went through those rather quickly, and I'm glad that you mentioned that last one because I was going to, I left you a message on the phone about that. We have just a few minutes left, so if you would please add anything that you'd like to or make a closing statement.
I just want to thank you guys for your time. I know this has created extra meetings for you guys, and in the summertime, everybody has very busy schedule, especially as beautiful a day as it's been out there. But thank you for taking the time to listen to what I've had to say today. I hope going forward that you do consider me for this position. I hope you make the choice to welcome my new face to this board, and I think we can do great things going forward.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your interest in the vacant board seat. The board is interviewing a total of 20 candidates, as you probably know. We will let you know in a timely manner where you stand in our appointment process. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
thanks.
Take care.
You too.
Okay, we have one more in this block, or is?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, thank you, Liz. And are we ahead of schedule, or are we right on time?
We're actually ahead by like 10 minutes.
Oh, so we might get like a 15-minute break.
Well, we'll probably get more than that because our
beautiful.
next break is 10 minutes. So we might get, so even if we're ready earlier.
Yeah, we can get going. Did you say you'll go out for ice cream?
I forgot.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Guys.
Say, why are you?
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to stand up.
Hi, how are you?
I think I know you. Good, how about you?
I'm doing great. Good. My nerves are here, but I'm good.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education for Dearborn Public Schools, I would like to welcome Ghinwah Karkaba to this interview for an appointment to the seat on the Dearborn Board of Education, as well as the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees. I will take just a moment, Ghinwah, to explain our process for this evening. I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves on the board. The interview will take up to 15 minutes. The president, will pose all of the questions. We have a flip chart here with periodically we'll say how much time is remaining. There will be approximately 3 to 5 questions depending on how quickly we get through them. And we will provide you an opportunity for a closing statement. So if I can start with Dr. Mead to interview, or to, introduce himself.
Mary Petlichkoff.
Roxanne McDonald.
Trustee Lane via telephone.
Hello?
Joe.
Mariam Baydoun.
Okay, the first question is, why are you interested in serving on the Board of Trustees at this time?
Well, first, thank you all for this opportunity. I'm sure everybody is excited about this. And, well, it all started back when I started my advocacy 8 years ago. I'm incredibly interested and driven to be part of the district and to take my advocacy to another level. I started my advocacy 8 years ago as a PTA mom, and then I became part of the Dearborn PTA Council, and I am the Reflections Chair for the city. Upon being part of the board, I was afforded the opportunity to get to know our schools, to get to know our students and our educators, and being able to see their world from that perspective gave me an incredible understanding and a better way of communicating. And I see how imperative it is to convey your message to the board and what is needed. Every single school in the district has their own separate challenges, and with all 32 schools and with all our special programs, we have to convey that message to our board. So I have an incredible interest in serving our community, our students, and I have a wonderful relationship with our community and our students and our staff and our educators. And I want to be that communication that bridges the gap between any misconceptions as well. And I have a passion for this district because the people here are wonderful, and when you get to know them and when you get to know their abilities and what they're able to do, you can easily reach out your hand and help. And it's all about communication and respect. And that's what I give forth, and that's what you get back in return.
Well, this will add to what you just said. What specific skills and qualifications do you believe you bring to the board at this trustees?
Thank you. Well, I graduated in 2002 from Wayne State University with a degree in speech communication. I also have a post-bachelor's in speech and language pathology. I attained that in 2006 from Wayne State University. I have a background in that I've worked with students with special needs, working with students who have speech and language disorders. I have a strong communication base. I am passionate. I have just a wonderful relationship with people. I have a respect factor that when you meet someone, there is that even level of respect, whether they are a child, an administrator, or a teacher. And I do believe what you give is what you get back. And so being part of the district and being associated with the students, I have that strong ability to communicate with them. I'm passionate. I have a strong interest in the needs of our community and our students. There are so many things that we can add as a whole, and so I think my special and unique skills will add to that. My advocacy and my experience on the Dearborn PTA board allows me and affords me the opportunity to be creative. I highly promote the Reflections program, so PR is one of my great strengths as well. I create the videos, I promote the program. I'm continuously communicating with our students and our teachers, and I'm enthusiastic about being part of every aspect of what our district has to offer.
How do you see the roles and responsibilities of a member of this board?
Well, first of all, the roles and responsibilities, there are a multitude of roles and responsibilities. I do believe that each and every board member has their own individual strengths. And with those individual strengths, you have the foundation. They are there to report and be that communication that relays all of the challenges that we have in our schools. They not only make decisions with budget, but they also are in there to make decisions about the structure and the curriculum. Whether it is to find out what concerns we have in our schools, we have to be there to convey those messages. And just to be present. I think with a board member, for me, being present is incredibly important. When you see something on paper and you assess it, it is a lot more telling when you are actually there, when you are visible, when you actually see what's going on. So being a presence is key, and it builds morale as well. So when an administrator sees you, or when a teacher has that dialogue with you, they feel more comfortable and more apt to tell you their concerns, as opposed to maybe feeling a little bit concerned about whether there will be repercussions to being open with you. So it's all about communication and being open and being there, being a big presence in our schools.
How do you envision becoming a productive contributing member of the existing governance team, which includes the 6 trustees here, as well as the superintendent and the college president?
It is all about being present. It's all about being there. It's all about asking the questions, and it's all about communicating. We have our schools and we have our Henry Ford College, which is a huge and an integral part of our district. I plan on being a big contributor and being there and communicating our thoughts and communicating what we need to do. But also, there's also that learning process. As much as you do know, there is that learning curve. You have to be open to have suggestions being given to you. You have to be open to any type of suggestions. With my role, my full intent is to be there and to continuously be that communication factor and help and build our district from what it is now. I know in the last 5 years our district has grown exponentially. We have almost 20,000 students in the district, and our programs are second to none. And that is due to the fact that we have that collaboration with our college. We have our college programs. We have our Henry Ford Collegiate Academy, or our Dearborn Collegiate Academy. And that's afforded us an opportunity to give our students that one step, for them to get one step closer to that college education where they weren't afforded that opportunity before. So it's a vision that is continuous.
How do you envision becoming, oh, I'm sorry.
Turn the page.
Turn the page. Given that both Dearborn Public Schools and Henry Ford College share the same common board of trustees, what unique challenges and/or opportunities do you believe are created by that relationship? And how do you see the 2 institutions collaborating on behalf of students and this community?
Well, the unique challenges that this district faces as a whole, we have a very large community and it's diverse. And we have students who come in from out of the country or out of state, and they do have challenges, whether they're ELL students or whether they're students that have special needs. And so these unique challenges, they're all equally based on what each individual school is facing. So we know that no school is the same. Every school has its own unique challenges, and facing those challenges requires having the communication base within every school. And when we have those challenges, it automatically it transfers into the middle school and the high school and college. And so with these challenges, it's extremely important to, like they say, nip it in the bud and try to find ways to make solutions and make them possible for us to work together. I'm sorry, the second part of the question?
The second part, certainly. How do you see the 2 institutions collaborating on behalf of the students and this community?
They collaborate every day, and this is what we see with the Collegiate Academy, with the 5-year degree program. We see them collaborating with the Henry Ford Early College. We see them collaborating with dual enrollment. We see it every day, and the numbers have grown in that category exponentially, and I think it sets us apart from anyone else. You know, Henry Ford College has been part of our community since the late 30s, and I think the collaboration with our Dearborn Public Schools is crucial, because what happens is when our students, whether they want to master a trade or whether they have a future in post-secondary education, and if they can't afford it, they have that opportunity to take that next step, because Henry Ford is hand in hand. It goes hand in hand with our Dearborn Public Schools. It gives us that opportunity to promote and give students more of these opportunities. And like I said, with Henry Ford College, there are different programs. I believe there is a program that caters to students who want to master in a trade, and I know they're collaborating with Ford Motor Company with that. And so there are students all across the board, students who are academically achieving, and students who need extra help, and there are students that want to master a trade. So it actually fosters all of those premises, and it's a very important part of our district, and we're actually very, very lucky to have that, because not many districts can have that collaboration or have that collaboration with such a large district. They manage to balance it quite beautifully. So.
Thank you. We have just a few minutes left. Is there anything that you would like to add? And if you have a closing statement, this would be the time to make it as well.
I'd like to thank you all again for giving me this opportunity to be here and to speak about my passion about our schools. As much as I love our district, I know how many challenges that we face on a daily basis, and every school is different. Every challenge is different. I look at our students, I look at our teachers, I look at our staff, I look at the administrators, and I see how important it is to have that collaboration and to be a team player. And as a board member, I do understand that each one of you has these unique qualities. In order to be strong, to have a strong foundation, the foundation has to have each individual person contribute. And the way I can contribute is I want to be there. I want to be a contributor. I want to help our students convey their message. I love our district. I love our students, and I have a great relationship. I've been subbing through the district for the last 2 years, and I've been afforded that opportunity to get to know our schools, get to know their challenges, get to know the different departments and what we need to work on. And I do know that there is our budget, and then there is our structure. With our different programs that we have in the district, as wonderful as they are running, we do have those structural challenges, whether it's special ed, whether it's our ELL programs. We have to continuously look at our staffing, whether we have enough staffing for each school. We have to look at just the resources that are afforded to them, because I see on a daily basis, whether it's a special needs student who needs those resources, or whether it's an ELL student who does not have the appropriate learning environment, each individual school, they do the best job possible. And it's just the resources that they do not have, and they try to fight for it. And I see our teachers fighting for it. I see our teachers fighting for our students because they want what's best for them. And I am able to communicate with them, and to, as much as we do know, there are things that we are not privileged to and that we don't know. So I think I'm very comfortable in asking those questions. And me being the student, I'm a student of life. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm open to suggestions, and I'm a team player. And I think when you walk into a school, you walk in with no preconceived notions. It's a clean slate. You are the student. You need to be educated, because those people in our district are the ones who understand what's happening, what's going on a daily basis. And it's actually a gift if they're able to let us know how we can help them. And this is what I want. I'm a parent. I'm an employee of the district. I volunteer my time, and I love our students. And I say that because I truly do. I spend my time just trying to make the best effort possible to find a way to be involved. And being on the board will afford me that opportunity to do so. So I thank you all so much for your time, and I appreciate this is actually not as bad, so I appreciate it.
One thing I just want to add real quickly is that you do understand that if you cannot serve on the board and be an employee of the district.
I do understand, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time. As you know, as you probably know, we're interviewing a total of 20 candidates. We will let you know in a timely manner where you stand in our appointment process, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
And you brought your
Nice to see
cheering
you.
group with you.
Oh, yes. Oh, where'd they come from?
Thank you. Okay, now we're at a break point, is that correct? How much time have we got for a
Looks
break?
like we have 20 minutes. Our next interview is at 6:45.
Okay, do you want to do a 15 or 10, or do you want to do? The only thing that I'm concerned of is somebody's not expecting to be here at 7, they might
Right.
not be here early.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go to 6:45, we're okay,
That's fine.
as long as we
Okay.
stick to this.
yeah,
time schedule.
we'll stick to the
We'll
schedule.
try to walk out a few minutes before 6:45, so we're seated and can start on time.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
so be back before 6:45.
Done my
Thank
sandwich.
you very much, and audience,
It says the break lasts.
that's what she wants to do.
What would you like